HTETCO, or Hanantani Electric Technology Company Limited, manufactures a range of diesel generators, including emergency generators designed to provide backup power during power outages or emergencies. These generators have key features such as reliable power, fuel efficiency, robust construction, automatic transfer switch, and wide application. Firstly, HTETCO emergency generators provide a stable and reliable source of electricity, ensuring the continuity of critical operations during power interruptions. Secondly, the generators are designed to optimize fuel consumption, reducing operating costs and minimizing emissions. Thirdly, the generators are built with heavy-duty components to withstand demanding operating conditions and harsh environments. Fourthly, an automatic transfer switch allows the generator to automatically start and connect to the electrical system during a power outage and switch back to utility power when it is restored. Fifthly, HTETCO emergency generators are suitable for various applications including hospitals, data centers, telecommunication facilities, and commercial buildings. Some technical specifications for HTETCO generators include power output, fuel type, voltage, frequency, and noise level. Power output ranges from 10 kilowatts to 2000 kilowatts. The fuel type is diesel. Voltage is single-phase or three-phase as required. Frequency is 50 Hz or 60 Hz. Noise level is typically below 70 decibels at 7 meters. Features include AMF, or automatic mains failure, automatic voltage regulation, and remote monitoring capabilities. Benefits of using HTETCO emergency generators include uninterrupted power, safety and security, cost savings, environmental compliance, and convenient operation. Uninterrupted power ensures critical operations can continue during power failures. Safety and security provide backup power for security systems, lighting, and medical equipment. Cost savings reduce downtime, prevent data loss, and protect expensive appliances. Environmental compliance meets emission regulations and helps reduce carbon footprint. Automatic starting and transfer capabilities facilitate ease of use for convenient operation. HTETCO emergency generators have applications in hospitals, data centers, telecommunication facilities, commercial buildings, industrial sites, residential buildings, and remote locations. In more detail, the automatic transfer switch is a critical component of an emergency generator system. It automatically transfers the electrical load from the utility power source to the generator when a power outage is detected. When utility power is restored, the ATS automatically switches the load back to the utility. This ensures a seamless transition of power, preventing any interruption to critical operations. The automatic transfer switch constantly monitors the incoming utility power. If the voltage or frequency falls outside acceptable limits, or if a complete power failure occurs, the ATS initiates the generator start sequence. After the generator has reached its rated speed and voltage, the ATS disconnects the load from the utility and connects it to the generator. This entire process typically takes only a few seconds. Upon restoration of utility power, the ATS monitors the utility supply for stability. Once the utility voltage and frequency have been stable for a predetermined period, the ATS automatically transfers the load back to the utility and shuts down the generator. Automatic transfer switches are available in various configurations to suit different applications. These configurations include break before make before break, and closed transition. Break before make ATS ensures that the load is disconnected from one source before being connected to another. This prevents any possibility of backfeeding power into the utility grid. Make before break ATS momentarily connects both power sources to the load during the transfer. This ensures an uninterrupted power supply, but it requires careful synchronization of the two sources. Closed transition ATS is a more sophisticated type of ATS that synchronizes the generator with the utility before transferring the load. This allows for a bumpless transfer, minimizing voltage and frequency transients. Diesel fuel is the standard fuel for HTETCO emergency generators. Diesel fuel offers several advantages over other fuels, such as gasoline or natural gas. Diesel fuel has a higher energy density than gasoline, meaning that it contains more energy per gallon. This translates to longer run times and low fuel consumption. Diesel fuel is also less flammable than gasoline, making it a safer option for emergency power systems. Diesel engines are known for their reliability and durability. They are designed to withstand demanding operating conditions and can provide years of trouble-free service. Diesel fuel is readily available in most areas, making it easy to refuel the generator when needed. Diesel generators are typically equipped with a fuel tank that can provide several hours of runtime. The size of the fuel tank will depend on the power output of the generator and the expected duration of power outages. Regular maintenance is essential to ensure the reliable operation of a diesel generator. Maintenance tasks include checking the oil level, coolant level, and battery voltage, as well as inspecting the air filter and fuel filter. The generator should also be started and run periodically to ensure that it is in good working order. Automatic mains failure is a standard feature on most HTETCO emergency generators. AMF automatically starts the generator when a power outage is detected. The AMF system constantly monitors the utility power supply. If the voltage or frequency falls outside acceptable limits, the AMF system initiates the generator's start sequence. The AMF system typically includes a control panel that displays the status of the generator and the utility power supply. The control panel may also include alarms and indicators to alert the operator to any problems. Automatic voltage regulation maintains a constant output voltage regardless of changes in load or input voltage. The automatic voltage regulation system uses electronic feedback to control the generator's excitation current, which in turn controls the output voltage. Automatic voltage regulation is important for protecting sensitive electronic equipment from damage due to voltage fluctuations. The AVR system ensures that the output voltage remains within acceptable limits, even when the load in the generator changes suddenly. Remote monitoring capabilities allow the generator to be monitored and controlled from a remote location. Remote monitoring systems typically use a cellular or satellite connection to transmit data from the generator to a central monitoring station. The remote monitoring system can provide real-time information on the generator's status, including voltage, current, frequency, and fuel level. The remote monitoring system can also be used to start and stop the generator, adjust the voltage and frequency, and perform other control functions. Remote monitoring capabilities are particularly useful for generators that are located in remote or unattended locations. Noise levels are an important consideration for emergency generators, especially in residential or commercial areas. HTETCO emergency generators are designed to minimize noise levels typically below 70 decibels at 7 meters. Noise levels can be further reduced by installing the generator in a soundproof enclosure. The enclosure should be properly ventilated to prevent overheating. The location of the generator can also affect noise levels. Generators should be located away from buildings and other noise-sensitive areas. Proper maintenance can also help to reduce noise levels. Worn or damaged components can cause increased noise. Regular maintenance can help to identify and correct these problems before they become serious. Single-phase and three-phase are two different types of electrical power. Single-phase power is typically used for residential and light commercial applications. Three-phase power is typically used for industrial and heavy commercial applications. Single-phase power consists of a single alternating current voltage. Three-phase power consists of three alternating current voltages that are offset by 120 degrees. Three-phase power is more efficient than single-phase power, and it can deliver more power for a given size of wire. The choice between single-phase and three-phase power depends on the application. For small loads, such as lighting and appliances, single-phase power is typically sufficient. For large loads, such as motors and air conditioners, three-phase power is typically required. 50 Hz and 60 Hz are two different frequencies of alternating current power. 50 Hz power is used in most of the world. 60 Hz power is used in North America. The frequency of the power affects the speed of motors and the operation of some electronic devices. Most modern electronic devices are designed to operate on either 50 Hz or 60 Hz power. However, some older devices may require a specific frequency. The choice between 50 Hz and 60 Hz power depends on the location. In North America, 60 Hz power is the standard. In most other parts of the world, 50 Hz power is the standard. Emergency generators are essential for ensuring business continuity during power outages. Power outages can cause significant disruptions to businesses, leading to lost productivity, revenue, and customer satisfaction. Emergency generators provide a reliable source of backup power, allowing businesses to continue operating even when the utility power is out. Emergency generators are particularly important for businesses that rely on critical equipment, such as hospitals, data centers, and telecommunications facilities. These businesses cannot afford to be without power for even a short period of time. Emergency generators can also protect businesses from financial losses due to power outages. Power outages can damage equipment, spoil inventory, and disrupt operations. Emergency generators can prevent these losses by providing backup power to keep critical systems running. Choosing the right emergency generator requires careful consideration of several factors, including the power requirements of the business, the type of fuel available, and the environmental regulations in the area. It is important to consult with a qualified generator expert to determine the best solution for your specific needs. Regular maintenance is essential to ensure the reliable operation of an emergency generator. Maintenance tasks include checking the oil level, coolant level, and battery voltage, as well as inspecting the air filter and fuel filter. The generator should also be started and run periodically to ensure that it is in good working order. Fuel efficiency is an important consideration for emergency generators, as it can significantly impact operating costs. Diesel generators are generally more fuel efficient than gasoline generators. However, the actual fuel consumption will depend on the size of the generator, the load on the generator, and the operating conditions. To maximize fuel efficiency, it is important to choose a generator that is properly sized for the load. It is also important to maintain the generator properly and to operate it at its optimal load. Robust construction is essential for emergency generators, as they are often used in demanding operating conditions. Emergency generators should be built with heavy-duty components that can withstand harsh environments and frequent use. The frame of the generator should be made of sturdy steel, and the engine should be designed for long life and reliable performance. The electrical components should be protected from moisture and corrosion. Wide application is a key benefit of HTETCO emergency generators. They can be used in a variety of applications, including hospitals, data centers, telecommunication facilities, commercial buildings, industrial sites, residential buildings, and remote locations. Hospitals rely on emergency generators to provide backup power for critical equipment, such as life support systems, operating room equipment, and medical imaging devices. Data centers use emergency generators to protect the servers and other IT equipment from power outages. Telecommunication facilities use emergency generators to maintain communication services during power outages. Commercial buildings use emergency generators to provide backup power for lighting, elevators, and other essential systems. Industrial sites use emergency generators to power manufacturing equipment and other industrial processes. Residential buildings use emergency generators to provide backup power for lighting, refrigerators, and other essential appliances. Remote locations use emergency generators to provide power where there is no access to the utility grid. Environmental compliance is an increasingly important consideration for emergency generators. Emergency generators can produce emissions that contribute to air pollution. It is important to choose a generator that meets all applicable environmental regulations. Many manufacturers offer generators that are certified to meet specific emission standards. It is also important to properly maintain the generator to minimize emissions. Cost savings are a significant benefit of using emergency generators. Emergency generators can reduce downtime, prevent data loss, and protect expensive appliances. Downtime can be very costly for businesses, especially those that rely on critical equipment. Emergency generators can prevent downtime by providing backup power to keep essential systems running. Data loss can also be very costly, especially for businesses that store sensitive data. Emergency generators can prevent data loss by providing backup power to keep servers and other IT equipment running. Expensive appliances, such as refrigerators and air conditioners, can be damaged by power surges and outages. Emergency generators can protect these appliances by providing a stable source of power. Safety and security are important considerations for emergency generators. Emergency generators should be installed and operated in accordance with all applicable safety regulations. It is important to ensure that the generator is properly grounded and that all electrical connections are secure. The generator should also be located in a well-ventilated area to prevent the buildup of carbon monoxide. Emergency generators can also provide backup power for security systems such as alarms and surveillance cameras. This can help to protect businesses and homes from theft and vandalism during power outages. Uninterrupted power is the primary benefit of using emergency generators. Emergency generators ensure that critical operations can continue during power failures. This is particularly important for businesses that rely on critical equipment or that provide essential services. Emergency generators can also provide peace of mind, knowing that you will have power even when the utility power is out. Regular testing is essential to ensure that the emergency generator will perform as expected during a power outage. The generator should be tested at least monthly, and more frequently if it is used regularly. During the test, the generator should be run at its full rated load to ensure that it can handle the power requirements of the business or home. The test should also include a check of the automatic transfer switch to ensure that it is functioning properly. Proper sizing is critical for emergency generators. The generator should be sized to meet the power requirements of the business or home. It is important to consider all of the electrical loads that will be powered by the generator, including lighting, appliances, and equipment. It is also important to allow for future growth. A generator that is too small will not be able to handle the load, while a generator that is too large will be less efficient and more expensive to operate. Professional installation is essential for emergency generators. Emergency generators should be installed by a qualified electrician or generator technician. The installation should comply with all applicable electrical codes and safety regulations. Proper installation will ensure that the generator is safe and reliable. Warranty coverage is an important consideration for emergency generators. Most manufacturers offer a warranty on their generators. The warranty covers defects in materials and workmanship. It is important to read the warranty carefully to understand the terms and conditions. Extended warranties are also available. By understanding the key features, technical specifications, benefits, and applications of HTETCO emergency generators, one can make informed decisions about selecting and utilizing these systems for reliable backup power solutions. Remember to consult with qualified professionals for specific needs and installation requirements.